The sun is shining auspiciously on the second day of the Christ Church Regatta, where the dreams of aspiring novices are sure to be either made or broken. Today we're going to be looking at the repechage races and the round 2 men's races. It's going to be an exciting day.
Today was a day of high drama on the river as we saw the second round and the repechages completed, marking whether boats would progress or leave the competition. But first, let's put the regatta in context.
The Christ Church Regatta is held every 7th week of Michaelmas, and it's for novice crews, and it's held as a knockout competition, unlike the division competitions of Torpids and Summer 8s, which take place for the professionals in Hilary and Trinity term. It takes place on this stretch of the River Thames, known as the Isis, which comes from the Latin Thamesis, and it takes place over the long course and the short course. The beginning rounds take place on the short course, which is 500 metres from the Merton boathouse to the finish line at the head of the river, and then in the later rounds it's over the long course, which is a whole kilometre from the race director's house down to the finish line, also at the head of the river. Colleges are allowed to enter 2 or 3 boats themselves.
We're now with Catherine Rees, a seasoned rower, captain of the Teddy Hall Boat Club and rowed with the Lightweight Blues, a veteran of the Christ Church Regatta back in the day.
Yeah, it was 4 years ago now when I last raced this. It's bringing back some good memories though. I remember crabbing. Well, not I didn't crab, but the boat was all over the place. But yeah, no, it's a good race. It's a fun time for the novices.
Okay, and so how much training would these novices have done so far? What would have been their routine?
So for Christchurch, you don't do that much training. It would probably be 1 or 2 ergs a week, maybe a tank session, which is at the Iffley gym, and then probably 2 or 3 outings. So it feels like a lot, but you know, you've got to bear in mind they've only been doing this for about 6 weeks most, so it's very little training.
And we're watching the repechage races, so these are the teams which lost yesterday. What's going to be going through their heads at the moment?
I imagine they'll be a little bit nervous, if I'm being honest. This is kind of their opportunity to prove anything, so there were a lot of crabs yesterday, some crashes. I'm sure they'll want to come back and sort of show everybody what they've learnt, put into practice, and just have a really clean race most of all. I think that's what they'll be after today. Okay.
And as our professional pundit, who's your favourite to win?
I'm going to have to say the Teddy Hall girls. Yeah, a little bit biased, but the Teddy Hall girls.
Okay, fair enough. Catherine, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Well, the good news for Catherine is that the Teddy Hall women's A team did win their repechage, but let's have a look at the other key action highlights from day 2 at the Christ Church Regatta. Issues came when the Pembroke's men's B team crashed into the Mansfield A team during the repechage rounds. Pembroke scratched the race and Mansfield moves on to the next round. But disaster came for Trinity Men's A in the second round when they were up against Corpus Christi A. Inexplicably, Trinity decided to veer violently left and crash their boat into the bank, causing a large amount of damage.
What the fuck are you doing? What the fuck have you done?
It was later claimed in unverified sources that there were issues with the rudder that causes the boat to veer to the left. But that won't pay for the repair costs. The Lady Margaret Hall men's A team won their repechage race against the Christ Church C team, and we spoke to their cocks after the race.
And what was it like when you crossed the finish line?
Amazing. Like, I think everybody just stopped rowing. We were all cheering, and then like, wait, we actually still have to kind of like turn and come back in. And like everybody on the bank was cheering. It was amazing. And the guys are so pleased. I tried to take a really dodgy in-boat photo and it fell in as well, which is quite amusing for everyone involved.
The regatta draw is shaping up nicely, but with the women's second round still to run, it's still too early to say who might win. We take a look at why the Christ Church Regatta is so hard to predict.
When we think about rowing, you might think about the rowing powerhouse colleges. So for the men, that's Christ Church, Pembroke and Oriel, and for the women, it's Pembroke and Wadham. But here at the Christ Church Regatta, it's a little bit different because it's novice crews. Whilst you have divisions for Torpids and Summer 8s, in Michaelmas term, it's all about showing off what the brand new entrants into rowing have been able to do. And so traditionally, it's very unpredictable. Last year, in the men's category, Wadham took home victory, and for the women, it was Merton College, which hadn't won in a very long time previously. So all bets are off when it comes to who might win this particular installation of the Christ Church Regatta.
And that concludes another exciting day of racing as approximately half the teams leave the regatta. Tomorrow, there'll be more excitement on the water as the third round gets underway.